got to get
We can't afford to let sin reign in our mortal bodies, to obey the lust thereof. You see, our bodies are the only temple that the Holy Spirit can dwell in until Jesus Christ comes back. And oh yes, he's coming back. And his reward is with him to give to everyone according to his work shall be. Hallelujah. He's going to crack the eastern sky. And with the trump of God, we're going to be caught up to meet him in the air. And every eye is going to see him. And every knee is going to bow. And every...
Yeah.
Can you see it? Rebecca, go get your tape. You next. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anyway, I'm learning to decide, so I'm really excited.
That's the nice, isn't that nice?
I love you. I'm before you. I love that. Praises and worship to the King.
Nice meeting you,
Nice meeting you too as you're leaving. Bye. I'll see you when I get home.
All right, now.
Is it say bye? Bye-bye.
And,
Do you see Auntie?
Okay,
Okay, nice to meet you. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, little boy.
Where's the baby? Oh, he's gone.
Made. Now, Tremaine, I don't have patience sometimes with you.
Give me a break.
Happy to have you girls visiting with me to spend this weekend. And don't let it be your last time. And we're going to look forward to our family reunion. And Becky is going to be in this reunion.
Is she gonna be in the family part?
She's going to be in the family part. And
Hey, you're not taking my place.
What's the name? And their 4 children, the African missionaries.
Oh yeah, we're gonna invite them.
Will also
The Jesus
be
family.
invited to be. And we are hoping that most of the family, all the family can come. There's 100 someone in Los Angeles. But we're hoping for as many as the family will come. This may be my last family reunion, who knows? Maybe your last family reunion, who knows? But anyway, we're going to look forward to having it the last of June or sometime after. If we don't have it before the 4th of July, we'll have it after the 4th of July.
Turn the TV down just a bit so it can pick up better, because it's probably picking up everything. And now the microphone, you better work good. You understand? Okay.
I don't want to repeat this.
No, you don't have to repeat it.
You heard it?
I got it. It picked it up, but I'm just saying, it picks up good. It hears, but that TV is like a background, and you can hear the TV going too. So I like to put on a little soft music. It's nice, but that's okay.
He isn't singing now.
No.
So anyway, this is what we're looking forward to. And we will have it at Elsinore City Park. And all of those that have never been to Elsinore would have a chance to come to beautiful Lake Elsinore.
It sure is.
It'll be a pretty park, if nothing else. So that's all.
That's it?
That's...
Oh, you supposed to tell the story of our tree. Family tree. First there was Africans were the great-grandparents.
Oh, about this. I wish I knew more about the family tree than I do. But what little I know is that my mother's father was a native African. He came to America on his own.
What year do you think that was?
I haven't the slightest idea. It was 16-something, but I don't know what year it was. I do have a Bible with I tell you what I have. I have a Bible with my grandmother's marriage license, my mother's marriage license, and I believe my mother or my mother's sister's marriage license, which was in 1865, I believe mother's was, or my aunt's, one or the other. I can't remember.
So what would their name be, Aunt Daisy? It wouldn't be Gant, because that's your father's name, right? So
My grandfather was his name was, he named himself Gordon after he came here. But you know, that's not an African name.
yeah.
But he named himself Gordon. Joseph, I believe, Gordon was my grandfather's name on my mother's side. All I can say is my mother had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. It was 5 of them.
And was she a missionary?
My mother was a missionarist of
shoot.
3 states. The Baptist National Convention made her missionary of Mississippi, Alabama, and Arkansas.
Yeah.
That's why that picture your mother had.
Uh-huh.
She was in Alabama. The only thing I can
And she passed away real young, I know. That's,
just before she was 54 years old.
yeah.
And just before her birthday. She passed on the 9th of August. And the 16th of November, she would have been 64.
54?
54.
Yeah.
Mistake.
So that was, Lovey said she never knew her, but she knew Grandma. That's,
Oh, my grandmother. Her mother didn't die until, I believe it was 1944.
uh-huh.
See, that was just before Annette was born.
Oh.
Grandma, I'll show you Grandma's picture for you. So Grandma lived a long time
Yeah.
after Mama's death.
Yeah.
So my father's mother was named Frances Gant, but I didn't know her. She passed before. She passed when I was 3 months old. I didn't know her. And only thing I can remember that I was the youngest of 8 children.
Uh-huh. So all your brothers' name. What's all the brothers and all the sisters' name? Lily Walker. Well, it wouldn't be Walker. Lily Gant is the oldest. That's sister.
No, she is no
Brother is.
brother.
Okay.
Brother.
And his real name was.
Gant.
What was his?
Henry Blanche Gant was the oldest one.
And then.
Then sister Lilla Gant. Then the next one was Joseph Gant. That was named for my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next, it was a boy between their name Harold that died at childbirth. It was between Annie and Joe, Joe and Annie.
Uh-huh.
And that's how the 8 children come in. And then come Annie Laura Gant, your grandmother. Then, so they
Uncle Frank.
that
Uncle Willie.
That come Frank Gant, Willie Gant, Essa Gant.
Yeah, Uncle Essex. I know. They look just alike. To me, Uncle Frank and Uncle Essex used to look just alike.
Uncle Frank was light as a
Yeah.
talker. Then,
I could say something. This is
Good
my video
name.
too.
good name.
You just getting in the family, so.
Then here I come.
And your name is.
But you know,
What's your middle name?
it's a story about my name. Now listen. The reason that your mother called me Teddy is because everybody called me Teddy. And I was Teddy until I was about 6 or 7 years old. That was the only name I had. And my brother Joe said, we have to give her another name instead of Teddy. And he said, I look, listen to this. I look like a flower to him.
Uh-huh.
So he named me Daisy.
But,
My first name was Daisy Ella. My father named me after one of his aunts. And I didn't like Daisy Ella And I crossed the two L's and made it Etta. So our Daisy Etta Gant ever since.
So on the birth certificate, what did it have though?
I think it had Daisy Etta because, you see, I didn't get my birth certificate until your mother came to California.
Oh. And then Lovey Missoula. Missoula? Lovey Missoula.
You know,
Missouri.
they spelled Mama's name wrong anyway because they spelled it like the state of Missouri. It's O-R-A. O-R-A.
So it's pronounced.
Different. And
How do you pronounce it?
the only way, Missoula.
Missoula.
And the
yeah.
only way that...
That's my mother's name, Missoula.
The only way that we knew that...
Lovey Missoula.
The only way that we knew that we were spelling it wrong. You see, after I was born, all of the birth certificate, the courthouse in Mississippi was right up.
Yeah,
See?
I think I heard something.
And they
like that.
didn't get me. And, but all the rest of them could send off an innocent to Kansas, I believe they have records. And she said, I believe it was Kansas, she sent for hers. And they sent the correct, this is cute, to correct me to spell your mother's name. Because all my life I can remember, although we had a farm, we lived on a farm until I was 12 years old, I can remember that my father was even when I was all my life, even way back then, he was the type of man that used the stock market. Now the way I know now, I'm thinking about it, he had a little farm, we had cotton, corn. He used the corn for the cows, and we didn't buy anything but flour and sugar. Everything else was grown on the farm. And if my father carried a bale of cotton to the gin to have it ginned, and the seeds was down, this is how I knew he was a stock man. Because you see, look, if the seed price was down, that's mean the stock market was down. He would bring those seeds back home, and he had a house that he would store them in until the price went up again. So that's mean. He has been running the stock market for many years. That was a smart old man back then, wasn't it? We think those old people wasn't smart, but that was pretty good. So I can remember he didn't allow us to play it, and I do remember playing it once with my sister's oldest son. I was 2 years and 4 months older than my oldest sister's son. And I remember he and my brother, one of my oldest brothers married a gal, and she had a daughter that was my age, and we were playing, and they hid in the seed house. And when I did find them, I went and told Papa that we wasn't allowed in that house. Yeah, so they could get away with it. I want to see this, you know. But I can remember that he had run the stock market all this time. However, he was not a farmer. Papa was, now this is something you kids should really see. I guess you've heard of it. Have you ever heard how they make sugar cane syrup? How to make the syrup out of the cane?
That sugar cane is good. I haven't had that in so long.
Well, anyway, this maple syrup that we buy, the maple syrup come out of a maple tree. At Merriam have a farm down in Alabama that have maple trees on it. They tap those trees. How people tap those trees and they get that sap and out of those trees and make that maple syrup. Well, Papa didn't make that kind. He made the sugar cane. That makes syrup. And then there was another kind called molasses, which you make gingerbread out of.
Yeah.
And people would take Papa run the thing that made it. And this is I cannot remember how it was made. This is a thing here that you had to use 2 mules, and those mules go around like this, and it's grinding this, it's squeezing the juice out of this cane. And this juice goes in a great big vat, and then that's cooked until it is ready for syrup. Now, what anything to it about that, I didn't remember. But anyway, when I was about, I guess about 6 or 7 years old or something. My mother would send my father's, we call it dinner at noon, and she would make a basket, and they would put me on this. We had an old mule that was a pet, and she'd put me on this mule to go up and take this Papa's dinner to him. She'd put me on to bring the mule to the porch, and they'd put me on the mule, and Mom put the basket here, and her grandmother, but her fast, she's fast like a grandmother. Her fast self. She was always fast, and fight like this. And she,
Oh, Lord.
so smart. And this mule was the type of mule, the lightest person would be behind was all right, but the heaviest, the heaviest person got behind on him, he would buck. And we had a great big white fence around the house, and you go out this gate, and after you get out this gate was the wood pile. And it was a big log here, and that mule didn't start bucking until we got out of that gate. And I guess he started feeling the weight of my sister behind. And he started bucking, you know. And she got scared by me being the youngest, and she thought she was so grown. When she got off the mule, well, she was in her teens, and I was a little too about in her teens. When she got off this mule, she pulled me off to keep him from bucking, because she didn't know he wasn't gonna buck me off. Well, when she pulled me off, I fell on this log and it broke my arm. And all the old people was fine. This hand went on. It's just, you know, he like his arm ain't nothing but just it bends any kind of way. They're not hot. And my hand built this come all the way back like this. And my mother grabbed it. When this happened, my mother grabbed it and straightened my arm out and had my brother to get us some boards. And she put a board in the front, a board in the back. Well, when you live in the country, you got to learn a lot of things, you know. And she got a rag, and she wrapped that thing up and had them to, she had her own horse and buggy, and had them put me in this buggy with her. And yeah, she taken off to the old doctor. And this doctor was the same, I was brought by a doctor. Most of them brought by midwives, but this same doctor was my grandmother's doctor, my father's mother, and he still brought the children. And she took me off to this doctor. I never shall forget this. And he promised me it wasn't hurting. He promised me if I didn't cry. Now listen to this. Oh, you can find a kid with anything, man, you can't do it. He told me if I didn't cry, he'd give me a stick of peppermint candy. About this big. And of course I sit there and took it off. He didn't do anything but just take this off Mama had and put on the same thing, only it was, you know.
Yeah, hospital or doctor stuff.
Doctor stuff, and put me in a sling, that's all. And give me this peppermint candy. And these two brothers, the one was closer to me, my three rather, I always wanted to save them something that I had. I didn't want to ever eat it all up. And I told Mom, I'm going to save Essex, Willie, and Frank some of this candy. And I started eating on this candy. Mama sitting there. She was so gentle. I broke a piece of candy. I put it over here. This is for them now. I ate all mine. And Mom ain't said nothing till I got this. And I started fun. She said, I thought you said you was going to save some of the candy for the boys. I am, and by the time I got home,
They get a lick.
it was cute. I had to laugh at that. It was just, after I got old enough to, because I'm doing fine, because they would have saved me any.
And you're all like, oh, my arm.
Yeah, they get mad over this, oh, my poor baby done broke her arm, you know. And I tell you what happened to her grandmother. My mother was all right when she would leave. She had to go quite a bit. As I say, you know, she was a missionary. And
I got mission blood in me.
usually after her grandmother was married, whenever my mother left, she'd take me with her and just leave the boys at home. But this particular time, Anna was married, and Mama said, now you girls, that was just her grandmother must say, you girls can play with your brothers as long as they don't have any company. But if any boys come over to see him, you girls go in the house. But she was so fast, and I was mean. Yeah.
She was mean and fast. Mean and fast.
So the boys came over. I said, come on in, let's go now. Go in the house, real I didn't know I know that. I said, and Mama, and then she knew I was going to fight. I said, tell everything. I told Mama everything. I said, and Mama told us that when the boys come to play with the boys, for us to go now. Well, if you want to go in the house, then go ahead on. Mama, go in the house, say whatever please. And so I rushed for her, and one of the boys, hey, you better go in, to her. And she started in with me. One of the boys started in, and I said to him, I said, don't come in. Now, I'm little. I said, don't come in. Who are you to tell not to come in? And the broom was sitting there, and I know I wasn't going to tell Mom if this hadn't happened. The broom was sitting there, and I picked up broom, and whatever his name was, I said, don't come in. Don't tell me not to come in out there. And I just broke the broom. Yeah, we lived in the country. Got there ain't no broom. Now you got to tell Mom why the broom was broke. I was gonna tell her that.
Yeah, she got the blood.
Yeah. So I had to tell it then. I had to tell, oh dear boys. I broke the broom over the boy's head because he was going to come in anyway. Oh, dear. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. And that was a man. My father always hired a man to be over the farm because he was gone. If he wasn't gone, he was up at that mill. He didn't like farming at all. I guess he didn't have to. He was the only child. So anyway, I thought this man was my brother. I didn't know any difference. They didn't tell you then, you just, we call him Johnny. I called him Johnny too. But he was so good to me. If he would be plowing the field, I don't know what time of year it is, but in the wintertime, I think it is, they break up all the ground and get it ready for the spring planting. This man was down there plowing up all this ground. And he would take me and sit me. His plow is made with a ham here and a thing going across. And he would sit me right here on this thing and carry me down to that end, bring me back up right. And he'd get tired of me. He said, now you stay here at this end until I come back. And I thought that was the best man in the world. Oh, he was so kind. But now this is funny. My oldest sister married. And she got Eva, my oldest nephew.
Who's that?
Willie Lee.
Oh, yeah.
She got him by this. I understand that it was a forced marriage, or what they call shotgun. They were not married, but anyway, she got this boy. And then she, now where did that boy come in? I think after that boy.
River Josh?
Yeah, but after that boy, no, that River's baby.
Oh.
It's another one. He got brought up in Detroit.
Oh.
Edward.
And then he had another name, didn't he? He called him something.
Buddy.
Buddy Ed, right? Yeah. That's the name I know.
Anyway, her husband, I believe he couldn't have went in World War I. I think he must have went to prison. You know, they kept things away from children then. You didn't know like children know now.
Yeah.
I'll say he either went to prison or went in the war, one or the other. But anyway, while he was gone,
back at the ranch.
This man that I thought was my brother got a baby by my sister, oldest sister, and that's who this boy was.
That was the one that got born.
Good looking people. Now, the only thing that his next sister, the next was a girl, the only thing that she know about it is that she said that she know that when this man went in, now I don't know about this, because I perhaps, you see, even though I was they say, Mama, I went to town to school and they went to country to school. And she said that she knew that this man, when he went in service, sent a pension back to my sister for this. And that's how she knew that that wasn't her father's child. She had 5 children, and the other 4, 3 of them on the way, was this man. And now I can't say where that man went. I say, I was scared to tell him when, but I say the man went to prison.
Yeah. So it's Alice, Eva, Buddy Ed, River George, and Willie.
Really?
5 kids.
And all of them's gone with Alice.
Yeah.
All the boys have gone first, just like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our 5 brothers went first, and then the 2 girls.
Yeah.
The 5 brothers.
3 girls. Oh well, you're the 3rd girl.
I'm still here.
I mean, I'm just thinking because I remember Mama always used to say
Yeah,
3
it's
girls.
3 girls.
Yeah.
Well, it really was 6 boys because Papa had a son.
Yeah. Seemed like it
Mama
was
did-
3. Yeah, 3 girls and more boys, huh? More.
Mama had 5 boys and Papa had 1 more.
And what was his name?
Lee, Uncle Lee.
Oh yeah, Uncle Lee. Okay.
Because he came and stayed in 52. What year
Okay.
was you born?
52.
Well, you can remember that.
But I remember the name.
You remember the name because he and your grandmother was buddies.
I know that. I remember that name.
Yeah. Well,
Uncle Lee.
anyway, he lived in Chicago. He had 2 daughters, and he lived in Chicago. And see, in 1952, when he was out here, that was the first time I remembered him. They said that he left when I was 5 years old, and of course I didn't remember him anymore. But my mother was a funny person. She said, any children my father had, now you know this is really a good old lady. Any children my father had before they were married, she recognized them. But any children he had after they was married, she didn't recognize them, didn't let us recognize them.
So were there any other kids after?
Yes, she did. I can tell there were.
Well, who? What's their name? You don't know?
I don't know them.
Oh.
But there's more.
Oh.
Brother Lee, the oldest
Yeah.
sisters and brothers know. Now there was one.
Now.
There was one that was same age as Frank, my brother Frank. And they tell me, I don't remember this now, but your mama's the one that always kept it. Your grandmother's the
See,
one.
like, cause that's why I was gonna say she seemed like we used to say more brothers, more
it
kids,
wasn't.
more. I can't
She
remember.
didn't,
now.
Mama didn't let us recognize those others. It was more, but it was sister too, but we didn't
Recognize.
We couldn't have anything to do with it. But she tells me that
This mama saying, what she say? My grandmother used to fight.
she says that they were at church one Sunday. Papa was a deacon. And said they were at church one Sunday, and a young man came up outside. He was the same age as Frank. He came up outside. His mother had sent him and told him Papa was his father, and she wanted him to see him. And this boy came up, and that's the Papa in devotion. They say when
Church.
in church, say when this boy come up on a church ground, this man came in and told Mama there was a young man out there who wanted to see Papa. He didn't know no different. And so instead of Mama, you had one of Mama's pictures. The Mama looked like an Indian too.
Oh, you got a picture? Maybe I can put it on video. The pictures.
You know Dana taking that picture.
Oh.
She loved to have Mama's picture.
I have it with the. No, I got grandma. I thought it was one.
No,
Oh, wait a
Mama
minute.
was sitting down in a chair with a black dress and a white blouse on. Lover's got to sit on the
Lover's
radio,
got-
on the radio, on the television.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Well,
on
that's why I
TV.
didn't worry about. I had that.
Yeah. Oh, but you.
No.
She made one from it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
They.
I
who
remember
was it?
that now.
Somebody had some made
Yeah.
makeup and give all us something.
Yeah.
But that's why. But I had mine in a frame.
Right.
I had Roscoe's too.
Yeah.
My son, he take some. You know about everything. But anyway.
You got that video?
About that, so. Anyway,
You like this, huh?
this boy came up and said, and Mama got up to go see who it was that wanted Papa. And I can see that with Papa being the type of man he was, and there was some jealousy there. And her mother said that Papa always come, listen to this, Papa always come home and made Mama pregnant before again and didn't come back no more until made her pregnant again. But all of us is over 2 years apart, so he couldn't have done that, see, because every one of us is 2 years different, and over 2 years different in our age. So she couldn't have done that, huh? He couldn't have. She said, all he do is come on, get Mama pregnant. All he would do is come on. That woman knew more than anybody in the world.
Whoa, Mama. She used to do some talking. I can't capture everything, but I know she used to do some talking.
She said, the only
I remember one time she told me, she said, now Teddy, or did she call you Teddy?
Uh-huh.
She said, now Teddy will give Benny some money, but let me ask her for some money. She won't give me no money. She used to say that.
I did, but I know she knew it.
Yeah, she knew. She used to say that.
But you know what? He wouldn't have any pocket money.
Because she done took it all.
So
Huh?
mad.
That remind me of...
This would make me so mad, and I love my brother. Honey, her grandfather was another brother to me because they married when I was young, and the first store-bought dress that I ever had, he and my sister, her grandmother, bought it for me. And we didn't live in the same town, and they mailed it to me. And we used to have a Children's Day second